Arsenal are still fully in the race to sign Moises Caicedo. Yes, people, iFootball, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you never want to miss out on daily Arsenal transfer news vids, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 4,000 subscribers and hit the bell notification button so you never miss a future video on this channel. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into the comment brought today by Punch Drunk Arsenal tweeting this. Caicedo is still a target for Arsenal this summer. Despite reports, we have been told that Arsenal have not yet given up on the signing of Brighton Moises Caicedo. Great work from our new writer, and it's exactly what I want to hear. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on Caicedo's potential move to Arsenal, because for me, this is the type of signing I'd love to see Arsenal bring in. From the very start of this transfer window, I've been banging out about how I want to see Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice come to Arsenal. Bring me Rice-Caicedo, I've been saying, right? Well, one half of that is done. Declan Rice has come in. What a superb signing that is. Absolutely brilliant. I know it costs 105 million. That's exactly the type of quality of player I want to see bring to Arsenal. Character and the ability to match it. Well, bringing Moises Caicedo as well. And suddenly, that midfield looks amazing. We've gone from Thomas Partey, Xhaka and Ødegaard, who are three brilliant midfielders, to Moises Caicedo, Rice and Ødegaard, who's just a cut above the rest. And arguably, for me, one of the best midfields in the whole of Europe. And that's exactly what we need to do. Now, there's no disguise that Chelsea are front runners for Caicedo. They've got personal terms basically agreed, and they are still talking to Brighton on trying to secure a deal. But while it's still not agreed, Arsenal's still got an option here, and they're lurking in the shadows, looking through the bushes. And can we exert some kind of revenge on what happened with Mudryk? It's no doubt that if Arsenal going for Caicedo, Caicedo would go to Arsenal over Chelsea. There's no reason he wouldn't. We've got Champions League football to offer. We're a bigger football club. We could use his services in that midfield. He'd be starting games. Obviously, he'd start games for both, but you'd rather start games for Arsenal than start games for Chelsea, right? And he could be a tangible part of helping Arsenal to win the Premier League and potentially Champions League next season if we are to do so. So if it's Moises Caicedo talking, he would rather come to Arsenal. He's expressed his interest to come to Arsenal in January, releasing the Instagram post saying how he thanks Brighton for all their services, but wants to make the move to Arsenal. The only thing missing is whether Arsenal want to pursue this deal. The interest is there, make it happen. Now, I understand that we've already spent 200 million this summer and money, our capital is running low, our liquidity is running low, right? We need to sell to buy, but that's where speed becomes a massive factor. I released a video earlier about following Balogun potentially going to Inter Milan. Now, I understand a lot of Arsenal fans don't want to sell Balogun, myself included. But if I told you we can sell Balogun and Partey and use that money to get Moises Caicedo, I'm pretty sure the majority of Arsenal fans would do that. I definitely would myself. So if following Balogun needs to go to get Thomas Partey, then we make to get Moises Caicedo, then we let that happen. You sacrifice the rook to get the queen. That type of mentality I'm looking at for Arsenal Football Club, right? You sell the fringe players to bring in the top dogs. So Arsenal need to sell quickly. Balogun's interested. Inter Milan interested in Balogun. Let him go. Let him go to Inter Milan, but include some kind of assurances. Sell for a lot of money, include buyback, sell-on clause. Goodbye. Thomas Partey is wanted by Saudi Arabia. Get 45 to 50 million for him. Okay, if that's the case, goodbye. Kieran Tierney's wanted by Juventus, for example. Wanted by Celtic, whoever. Get 40 million or so for him. Goodbye. That's 120 million raised. Bang, going for Moises Caicedo. 90 million or so. Stealing from Chelsea and get that player in the door. Perfect type of signing. That's the type of business I want to see Arsenal make. Be ruthless in the transfer window. And I think we have been that in recent seasons. Obviously, going back seasons beyond for the previous 4 or 5 seasons plus, it hasn't been that way. Also been a little bit timid, a bit passive. Been too slow selling players and not selling them for enough money. And when it came to incomings, we'd pay too much. And then we'd bring them in on deadline day and it'd be a bit rushed, a panic signing in many senses. But for the previous 2-3 windows, Arsenal had a clear strategy and have exerted that from minute 1 of the transfer window. Look at last season. Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko and Fabio Vieira in early, before preseason even started. Now look at this season. Kai Havertz in, Urian Timber in, and Declan Rice in, before we even jet out to America for our preseason tour. It's exactly the type of business I want to see Arsenal make. Make the incomings in early, then sell, and use the money that you've brought in from selling players to make 1 or 2 more great signings. That's what I want to see Arsenal do. Now, can Moises Caicedo come to Arsenal? Of course I do believe it. And a lot of people are sensing that Caicedo to Arsenal is still a big possibility, as I do believe so. But I do understand Chelsea still in the hunt. But while Chelsea are playing with their food, while Chelsea struggle to really wrap up this deal, Arsenal can lurk in and steal it away. You can't get complacent in football. And Chelsea, I think they feel like they're the only team in for Caicedo. The reports from notable journalists, including Fabrizio Romano, state that Chelsea the only team in for Caicedo. And I'd expect him to say that, right? Because when you've built a reputation like David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano have, they aren't going to ruin it over little stories that get Arsenal fans gassed. Imagine if Fabrizio Romano tweeted out saying Arsenal are still in for Caicedo. Then if he goes to Chelsea, everyone will be like, oh, but you said Arsenal in for Caicedo. So there's no point in him saying that. Fabrizio Romano only releases news when it's tangible in the sense that it's going to lead to bids coming. He won't release a story on a player, on Arsenal being interested in that player, unless he genuinely believes Arsenal will make a move for that player eventually. That's just the way it is with Fabrizio Romano. His tweets have to be like home runs in that sense. So, of course he's going to say Chelsea's the only team in for Caicedo right now, because Chelsea's the only team that have had formal connections with Brighton to make the deal happen as of now. But Arsenal are lurking. Liverpool also lurking as well, apparently. It's all about with Arsenal and Liverpool, how quickly can they sell to bring in. Liverpool looking to sell Fabinho to Saudi Arabia alongside Jordan Henderson. They sell them two players for around 70 million combined. They can then potentially go in for Moises Caicedo. Equally, Arsenal, we're looking to sell Balogun, Partey, Kieran Tierney, alongside others like Pepe, Lokonga, Cedric Suarez, Holding. All those players need to go first before Arsenal make a move. So, for me, it's all about how quickly Arsenal sell. You don't want to take too long because then the options on the market become thin. And then when you get the longer and longer you wait, the more clubs can eke out money from you because they don't want to sell late in the window because they haven't got enough time to make a purchase back and spend that money wisely. And then people also realize that it's a panic signing that you want to sign towards the end of the window. So we need to sell quickly, in my opinion. Fortunately, we have clubs interested in our main assets. Sell them on, negotiate quickly. Edu can't be sitting there with his feet up thinking, okay, I've done my business, spent the money on Declan Rice, time to have a break. No. You can have enough of a rest when the season starts, Edu. For now, up until September the 1st and deadline day, you need to be working 7 days a week. It's basically 12 hours a day, in my opinion, doing investment banking hours. Edu Gaspar, get on that phone right away and start shipping out some players, man. Start selling like a premium salesman. That's what we need to see you do. Like prime Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what we need to see you do, man. Jordan Belfort. Start selling those assets. So if Edu can do that, then I believe we can make a move for these top CDMs. Lavia is also an option. Tchouameni I've heard about. I'm not sure if we're able to materialize that just because it all depends on whether Real Madrid want to sell. If they sign Mbappe, they probably will have to sell Tchouameni. But if they don't sign Mbappe, I don't see them selling Tchouameni. So for me, it basically is Caicedo, the one I'm narrowed into. That's who I've got tunnel vision on. I understand if we do get someone like Romeo Lavia, it will be a good signing. But is Romeo Lavia the perfect replacement for Thomas Partey? Not in my eyes. He'd rather be someone I see learn under Thomas Partey, nurture under Thomas Partey, really learn the ropes under that type of man, and then next season really take it to the fore and start games for Arsenal. Whereas if I bring in Caicedo, that's someone that can start. That's someone that can not just replace Thomas Partey, but improve upon Thomas Partey. Take us to that next level. He's got abundance of experience. Help Brighton to get to the Europa League this season. I've already mentioned how important defensive midfielders are to teams in previous videos. They're the reason that they do so well in competitions. Rodri, one player of the tournament in the Champions League. Casemiro, as soon as he got brought in, United suddenly looked like a Champions League team. Same with Caicedo at Brighton. Same with Paulini at Fulham. No surprise, Fulham basically finished in the top half of the table with him. CDMs make a massive impact on the team they're in. And Arsenal need a top tier one. Thomas Partey is on his day, but the problem is his day is few and far between. He's got injuries. He's getting on in age. Sometimes he gets overrun in that midfield. He can be replaced and improved upon. The problem is there's very few players that can have that ability that are available right now. But one of those players is Moises Caicedo. Chelsea in the race, Chelsea are in the lead. But if Arsenal can swoop in and steal that, it would be a perfect signing for us. And we also at the same time get to exert a little bit of revenge after the whole Mudryk situation. Because what goes around comes around. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like down below so it gets out to more people on the algorithm. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. I promise you do not want to miss the daily Arsenal transfer news videos that I'm producing on this channel. It is the place to be. Make sure you hit the bell notification button so you never miss a future video on this channel as well. That is so important. Up on my football, I appreciate you guys all for tuning in, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Take care.